After a stroke aged 25, Ellis Elliott found her voice and feet again, thanks to her mum. I was born with a congenital heart defect which wasn't picked up at birth. Thanks to the perseverance and determination of my mum, Jill Neville, I was eventually diagnosed with heart failure at 12 weeks old and rushed to hospital for surgery to repair my aortic valve. I'm still trying to cope with the fact that my brain doesn't work as fast as it used to, so I get frustrated at times. I had lots of surgery as a child. Then, aged 11, I needed an aortic valve replacement. When surgeons wanted to give me a mechanical one, my mum fought my corner again, refusing to take the option that was easiest for the surgeons, but would have meant a lifetime of anticoagulants and possible side effects such as infertility for me. Mum's hard work paid off when doctors agreed to give me a homograft instead. After that, I grew up to be a sporty, happy teenager. Mum was always young. I graduated from Derby University in 2013 and went on to do a master's in geology there, before getting a job in Oxford as a project manager at the Science and Technology Facilities Council, carrying out funds research for subjects such as space science and nuclear physics. I was determined to lead a normal life and not let my heart problems stop me from having a good social life. Ellis Elliott in hospital wearing a slogan t-shirt. But Mum was always hanging out for me. And last year when she noticed that, aged 25, I was feeling more tired than usual, she insisted I have an echocardiogram. Just as Mum feared, my mitral valve was leaking, so it needed to be repaired. Again, doctors wanted me to have a mechanical valve fitted, because it was quicker and cheaper for them. But Mum researched alternatives that wouldn't have such a great impact on my life, and she was by my side when, in April 2017, I had the Ross procedure at the Freeman Hospital in Newcastle. Losing my voice, it involved a doctor removing my pulmonary valve and making an aortic valve from it. Then he put a homograft in where the pulmonary valve was. The 10-hour operation was a success, but when I woke up in intensive care I couldn't speak. My right arm was too heavy to move and the right side of my face felt funny. Mum asked me if I could speak, but I couldn't. Terrified, I shook my head. I knew something was wrong. Doctors took me for a CT scan, then my surgeon and a stroke doctor broke the news that I had suffered a stroke, caused by a fragment of the calcified valve breaking off and entering my blood. I didn't cry at first because I was in so much shock. The stroke had affected the left hemisphere of my brain, the part in charge of language. It left me with aphasia, a language disorder. I felt terrified. Mum held my hand and cried, and I felt terrified because I thought my life had changed forever, and, worst of all, I couldn't explain how I felt to her or anyone. I had to embark upon an incredibly tough journey of learning to speak, read and write again. As always, Mum was my rock. She took time off work and focused on getting me better. Within days I was up and walking, but when the speech still hadn't returned I broke down in tears, wondering whether I would ever lead a normal life again. The Elliott family together posing in Stroke Association t-shirts. I couldn't even hold a pen, so Mum brought in iPads for us to communicate with and downloaded brain training and language apps. She also collected word searches and we played Snap every night. She encouraged me to move the right side of my body by picking things up with that hand. Determined to get my brain working again, she spent hours wheeling me around a hospital, asking me to read the words on the signs. Learning to talk twice. After a week at the Freeman's Hospital, I was transferred to Derby Stroke Unit and 1 week later, I came home. I needed 2 months of support from a community nurse and I had language therapy for 3 months. It was a long process, but slowly, supported by Mum and the Stroke Association, I started to regain my speech. In June last year, we organized a 1-mile walk with the Stroke Association in Abingdon, Oxfordshire, and in September I went back to work. Now, a year on, I can speak, but it takes a bit of time to prepare what I'm going to say sometimes. I'm still trying to cope with the fact that my brain doesn't work as fast as it used to, so I get frustrated at times. But I'm incredibly grateful to Mum for being there every step of the way. She taught me to talk once when I was a baby, and again 2 decades on. Ellis's mum, Jill, 59, says, "Ellis is a special person and I'm proud to say that she's my daughter. She's always amazed me with her strength and resilience. We undoubtedly love each other, but I know we are the best of friends as well." For more details, visit stroke.org.uk.